Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have endless energy? They get up early, stay up late, work hard all day, and somehow still have more to give. And then there are others who drag through the day, even if they've had plenty of sleep. What makes the difference? You might think it's diet, exercise, or maybe just genetics. And yes, those things matter, but they're not the full story. There's something deeper that fuels the human spirit, something that drives people to push past limits, to keep going when it's hard, to show up again and again even when no one's watching. That something is purpose. Energy comes from purpose. It's not caffeine, it's not motivation, it's not just willpower, it's purpose. When you have a clear reason for doing what you do, a reason that resonates deep within you, it changes everything. It pulls you out of bed, it powers you through challenges, it makes effort feel lighter, it gives meaning to the struggle. Think about a time in your life when you were completely locked in. Maybe it was preparing for a big opportunity, chasing a goal you deeply cared about, or helping someone you loved. You didn't have to convince yourself to try. You didn't need external motivation, you just did it because it mattered to you. That's the power of purpose. Now let's define purpose, not in some abstract philosophical way, but in a clear, actionable way. Purpose is your why. It's the reason behind the work. It's the connection between what you do and who you want to be. It's the bridge between your present actions and your future self. When people lack energy, what they often lack is that connection. They're not tired, they're uninspired, they're not lazy, they're lost, they're going through the motions without knowing why. It's like trying to run a race with no finish line. Eventually, you stop running. But when you know your purpose, everything shifts. You're no longer just working a job, you're building a future. You're no longer just grinding through tasks, you're growing into someone you respect. You're no longer just surviving, you're building something that matters. And the best part? Purpose isn't something you're born with, it's something you create. You don't have to wait for it, you can define it, you can choose it. You can build your life around it. So, how do you find that kind of purpose? Start by asking the hard questions. What do I care about really? What do I want my life to stand for? What kind of impact do I want to make? What excites me? Not just in the moment, but in a way that sticks. These questions aren't easy. They take time, but they're worth asking because the answers give you direction. And direction gives you energy. When you know where you're going and why you're going there, you stop wasting energy on doubt. You stop burning out from doing things that don't matter. You stop living on autopilot. Purpose clears the noise. It's not just about big goals or world-changing missions. Purpose can be quiet. Purpose can be personal. It might be raising your kids with love and strength. It might be building a business that reflects your values. It might be creating art, teaching others, protecting the planet, or just being someone others can count on. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be real. And once you know it's real, it becomes your fuel. You'll notice the change. Suddenly you're not hitting snooze. You're waking up with clarity. You're not procrastinating, you're prioritizing. You're not drained by effort. You're energized by it. Because you're not just doing something, you're living for something. Let me tell you this, some of the most successful people on the planet aren't the smartest. They're not the most talented, they're the most driven. And that drive doesn't come from pressure, it comes from purpose. They know why they're doing what they do. That gives them power, that gives them energy. Even in failure, they keep going because their purpose didn't disappear. Even in pain, they push through because their why is bigger than the hurt. Think about a parent who works 2 jobs to give their kids a better life. That's not burnout, that's purpose. Think about an athlete training for years for one shot at a medal. That's not obsession, that's purpose. Think about an entrepreneur who keeps building after failure. That's not madness, that's purpose. Purpose turns obstacles into fuel. It takes the same challenge and changes how you feel about it. Without purpose, a hard day is just exhausting. With purpose, a hard day is just part of the mission. And here's something else. Purpose is contagious. When you live with purpose, you inspire others. You light a fire in people just by being fully committed to something that matters to you. You become an example of what's possible. You become a spark. That's leadership, not a title or a role, but a life lived with direction. So if you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, scattered, don't just look at your sleep schedule. Look at your sense of purpose. Are you working towards something that truly matters to you? Are you chasing someone else's dream or your own? Are you living for approval or for impact? The answers to these questions will determine your energy, your focus, and your fulfillment. And here's a simple truth. You don't find your purpose in comfort. You find it in commitment. You find it when you decide to care. You find it when you stop settling and start building. You find it when you show up, even when it's hard. Energy doesn't come from ease, it comes from meaning. And meaning comes from movement, from action, from choosing your path and walking it, step by step, even when you can't see the whole road. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to start. Take one step, do one thing that matters, make one choice that reflects your purpose, and then do it again, and again, and again. The more you act with purpose, the more energy you'll feel. It's like turning on a light inside yourself. You'll feel it in your body, in your posture, your breath, your voice. You'll feel it in your mind, in your focus, your creativity, your resilience. You'll feel it in your heart, in your joy, your connection, your peace. Purpose aligns everything. It turns your to-do list into a mission. It turns your work into a legacy. It turns your life into a story you're proud to tell. Now let's be real, it's not always easy to live with purpose. There will be distractions, there will be doubts, there will be days when you question everything. That's normal. But when you know your purpose, you don't quit. You adjust, you adapt, you recommit, you stay connected to your why. Because your why is stronger than the obstacles, it's stronger than fear, it's stronger than fatigue. It's your compass, and when you follow it, you don't just survive, you thrive. So here's what I want you to take from this. Energy comes from purpose, not from hype, not from hustle, not from approval, but from knowing what matters to you and living in alignment with it. That's the source of real lasting energy. If you're tired of feeling tired, if you're tired of feeling lost, stop looking for quick fixes. Start looking inward. What do you care about? What do you believe in? What are you willing to struggle for? Answer those questions, and you'll find your power, you'll find your direction, you'll find your energy. And once you find it, don't let it go. Protect it, feed it, honor it. Because the world doesn't need more people who are just getting by. The world needs people who are lit up from within, people who are alive with purpose, people who use their energy to build, to lead, to serve, to create. Be one of those people. Start today, not tomorrow, not someday, today. Live with purpose, move with purpose, speak with purpose, and watch what happens. Because when you do that, your energy will rise, your impact will grow, and your life, your whole life, will begin to reflect the fire that's been in you all along. Remember this, you don't have to wait to feel ready. You just have to choose to care, because energy comes from purpose. And your purpose is waiting.